Security testing is something which is pivotal and mandatory to establish a safe transformation for both the employees and the customers.
Quality is the responsibility of the team. The QA professional needs to be that subject matter expert.
Get QA involved as early as you're determining the strategy.
Agile needs a QA mindset that is completely changed. If you have a guy who's coming into Agile with a waterfall mindset, then that guy is not a QA.
Hello, and welcome to the Future Strategies in Engineering Quality series, brought to you by the Business Transformation Network and their editor and your host, me, Claudia Falzon. This interview was part of a video series in partnership with A1QA. A1QA is a next-generation software testing provider offering a full range of QA services for more than 19 years. As always, if you enjoy our podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. All links from the conversation will be shared in the show notes or whichever app you listen to your podcasts on. You can also watch the full series at thebtn.tv. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. Today with us, we are joined by Randyl Tabajonda, who is the Senior Manager, Second Line of Defence IT Audit Centre of Excellence at KPMG. Now today, Randyl will look at discussing what role QA plays as a means for successful digital transformation. He then also looks at how you can embed QA throughout a digital transformation project. So thank you for joining us today, Randyl. If you could just start by giving us a little introduction to yourself and your role for our listeners.
Hi, my name is Randyl Tabajonda. I'm a senior manager in one of the largest professional services firm in the world.
Great, thank you. So, starting with the first question, what role does QA play as a means for successful digital transformation?
First and foremost, we have to make a comparison, of the role of QA even before I wasn't born. And now that we are in the digital transformation sphere. So, before, quality assurance is one facet of a larger discipline of quality management, and they tend to focus more on the high level of quality in terms of production during the development of the product or service. But now, quality assurance has an integral role in terms of the journey within the digital transformation. QA is there to ensure that a high level of value is delivered to its customers. So before, it's a high level of quality in terms of product and service. Now it's a high level of value that we're talking about, and it should fit for purpose. And implementing quality checkpoints along with this program or journey assures that this is the ultimate objective of achieving the desired business outcomes, and that is the customer satisfaction. Suppose you are doing this particular feasibility and you want to ensure that your products and service or the value that you're providing to these customers are at par or at least a higher quality, then you need to put yourself into the shoes of customer, and that's what we call design thinking nowadays. So in summary, quality is relative, but that depends on the niche or the customer that you're targeting to.
Absolutely. Thank you. And how would you say that organizations can embed QA through a digital transformation project?
Gone were the days when QA were mere support function, right? And with the advent of innovation and growth, it's important that QA are embedded with the leader mindset in digital transformation. And I would say leader mindset because leaders know exactly, where they can place their energy in terms of prioritizing, so many activities. And, just to go back to your question about, where can we get QA involved? There is, a what we call, shift left QA strategy, where you have to get QA involved as early as planning phase. The reason why we have to get involved in terms of making sure that QA is there, again, this is not only merely supporting function. QAs can lead you through variety of ways. It could be leading you into a meaningful or I would say business strategy, or it could place you into a better tactics, making sure that you're ahead of the market compared to competitors. Or it could be operational, meaning to say process efficiency, process effectiveness. So there are a lot of things that QA can get involved with. It's just a matter of where you want to place them. But again, in summary, they should be placed as early as planned.
And what role can regression and automated testing have when implementing new technologies?
The aim of regression testing is to test that all the codes could be impacted as a result of recent changes to ensure that there are no new bugs that are introduced during testing. But then in the digital transformation sphere, we actually combine regression testing with automated testing. That's why we call it automated regression testing nowadays. And you know what? Because of the companies aiming to meet customer needs, there's a lot of changes that are going on. And the fast they would say the faster the better, but of course you don't need to compromise quality versus the speed. So what's important here is making sure that you do the regression testing in such a way that you hunt for unintended changes, but at the same time you have to be more efficient by automating it. That's why automation and regression testing should go hand in hand.
And Randyl, would you say that we can train our employees to embed a culture of QA?
I would say yes, but as what your question supposed to be implying here, it all depends on the digital mindset of the QA testers. Making sure that they are accepting in terms of these changes in the company. And for you to do that, if you are starting with automation, then it is recommended for you to train the employees by starting with test cases. It doesn't have to be a big bang approach towards automating the regression testing, because as you know, many companies also fail because they have done big bang approach without the skills, competence, and experience of the QA testers, or those who are involved in Agile. So in summary, it's important that there is a leader mindset here in QA, but also making sure that we are more efficient in terms of testing these changes for us, not only to meet the customer needs, but also to ensure that there are proper controls from planning until we deliver those changes to the customers.
Now, moving on to the last question. What 3 aspects of digital transformation should QA professionals be involved in?
I'm a huge fan of these famous quotes from our futurists, from digital transformation leaders, and they always say that QA is now the driver for growth. So when you look at this perspective, we have to break it down into levels. You have strategic, you have tactical, and you have operational. So for strategic, I would say get QA involved as early as you're determining the strategy, towards digital transformation. You have to get them involved in terms of the digital culture, the digital mindset, even the digital, I would say, blueprint that you are embarking on. Second is tactical. When you determine the customer needs, you need to get QA involved as early as design thinking, right? So I would say QA testers should have empathy. That's one of the stages in design thinking. Before you ideate, you have prototype, and then you have to test. That is tactical way of getting QA involved. And lastly, operational. It's important for them to get involved with agile transformation. And as you know, if you are an average company, I would say that your focus is more on efficiency and cost cutting. But if you're actually a growing company where you are ready to build your own market, your priority is innovation and growth.
Amazing. You've touched upon some really great points there. So I think that has concluded our conversation really nicely. So thank you for joining us today, Randyl. We have really enjoyed having you on here. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. We really hope it gave you a little bit more of an insight into the future strategies in engineering quality. To learn more about A1QA and quality assurance services, please visit a1qa.com. For more content like this, please subscribe to the BTN website. We hope to see you next time for another fascinating conversation.